now.
We in here.
We got 17 hot things to share now.
Oh shit! Where'd you get that from?
That was Jadakiss.
17 hot things to share now.
Yeah, you don't remember that from what was that? Dun, 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 dun. I forget what the song was, but it was a lady song.
Come home lane. You barely reached the same. I know what song you're talking
That's
about.
the one. Yeah, get off me, boy. What we talking about today?
Man, we're talking about something that people don't normally know they're invading or crowding, or sometimes they do and they just don't give a fuck, and that's personal space. Something that I like to utilize and protect as much as possible. And I think people today don't really, not to say no, but care if they invade your personal space or not. You know what I mean?
It's like the concept is lost on them.
Yeah. You go through that?
Almost every damn day when I step outside with my fucking dog.
If people attracted to the dog, they will come over and start talking to you about your dog.
It's weird. Yeah. It's, I mean, most of them, actually everybody's nice. But everybody wants the dog to like them for some reason. And they get weird when the dog is an asshole, but I tell them every day, hey, yeah, he's an asshole. So, he's not going to like you. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, the definition of personal space is, well, actually it's many definitions. Like I have coming into where I'm comfortable and inserting yourself when not invited. That's my definition. Like if I'm somewhere walking my dog, I'm going to use that for an example, and you decide to come over there and talk to me as I'm walking my dog, you're in my personal space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you, how is it awkward for you to try to tell someone like, hey, I need you to back up. I need my 5 feet, or you just let them do whatever at that point?
I just let them do whatever. I try to be nice. My wife's not so accommodating with people, but I just kind of, if you're not hurting me, and like I said, most of the people out here are very nice, you know what I'm saying? And I want to keep a good relationship with my neighbors. I think that's important as well. Keeping a good relationship.
I met one of your neighbors when I was up there visiting, or down there visiting, I should say.
Yeah, Jimmy Wright.
I thought it was going to be a short conversation, but that shit ended up being a long talk. It was fascinating. He had that tent that he could set up on top of his truck.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, why is it up, or is it just sitting there?
I see the tent. I see the truck. I'm looking at it.
Sleeping outside now. But yeah, I thought that was dope. And I guess it felt like he was just waiting for somebody to ask him, because he was just so happy to show you what this tent does and why it's here. And then when he got on a car and got on the top of his truck and started fucking unfolding that shit and showing us, yeah, I sleep in this motherfucker right here. And so, man, that went from a 10-minute, hey, how you doing? That's cool, to like a 30, 40-minute conversation.
You was in his personal space. That's why.
Nah, I was trying to ease back, and he was like, come here, look at this. And I was like, oh, shit.
Look at this new hitch I got.
Can't be mean to your neighbors because you got to live there. I don't.
No, that dude's awesome.
He was a cool dude.
He's one of the people who doesn't get in my personal space.
Oh, really?
Yes, you see him, you see my man, like I give him the wave, hey, what's up, man? He give me the, hey, what's up? And that's it. He gets it. That day, he just, I believe you asked him about his thing, and he was excited about it. It's like if somebody came up and asked me, like they looked in what I'm doing with podcasts and they started asking me about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go crazy on him. Yo, we do this, that, and the third. You don't want to hear about this. Yeah, I do. Well, fuck it. I'm going to burn your ear off then, nigga. This is what I do.
You asked for it at that point, though.
Right. But that guy he's one of the guys that he kind of keeps it moving. And it's a different vibe down here. I had my neighbor the other day, coolest guy in the world. I just learned his name after I've been talking to him for 6 months. His name is, and he just learned mine. His name is, I ain't going to say his name. But he started confiding in me the other day as I'm walking my dog. Just
telling you what about his life?
Just about his life. I found out that See, anything I say is going to say who he is, but he just started telling me personal stuff. And while understand, I did appreciate the fact that he could left, get some things off his shoulders. You know what I mean? I feel like that probably would have been another conversation for another day, maybe, because I got my ass tore up by mosquitoes as we were sitting outside and I was with the dog. So like we sat outside for like an hour and he was just letting it go, telling me, certain things about shit that I said, damn, that was fucked up. He's a nice guy though. But yeah, it was a little violation of personal space. But it was.
So yeah, I go through that at instances too. Do you find yourself going through that like with your wife? Is there personal boundary space
No, there
with
is
your
no
significant other?
no.
No.
Because I tell she's a bully. If I tell her to get away from my personal space, she's not going to, and she's going to come closer and do it on purpose. And to be honest, I do the same thing to her, unless we're
Yeah,
both.
I know that when it comes to me and my significant other, there is no personal space. Just for example, me and my cousin Ty was chilling on this is Friday night, Saturday morning. We were taking a shroom trip, watching movies, enjoying our float session, and it's got to be like 4 a.m. at this time. And I see my dog hop off the couch. He has his own like little personal laying space downstairs when the guys is chilling. You know what I mean? He's one of the guys that night. So I see him hop off the couch. He's running upstairs to the door, but the door is closed. So he's just sitting at the door. So I'm like, oh man, my wife must be home. He's trying to get upstairs to let her know that, hey, I'm here too. And she opens up the door. She comes flying downstairs and like she just jumps on me while I'm on the chair watching movies. And like she's like hugging Ty and just going ham. And it's like, oh man, this is like a lot.
You're fucking my shit up right now.
Yeah. And I know she was just happy to see me and happy to see Ty, but she was intoxicated like a motherfucker. And she came downstairs a little overbearing, but I tried to embrace it. But then the dog starts pissing. It just becomes like a whole thing, a whole thing. So at that point, it's just like, oh my God, now I got to clean up this mess. You're just going to go upstairs, pass out. You know what I mean? And I can understand, like, there's no personal space between a significant other. But if someone else was to do something like that, it would be a huge problem for me. Like, I'd be upset about that situation. Like, why are you fucking with me at this point? That's what it feels like, you fucking with me. Because you can come downstairs and say hi and how you doing without doing all the extracurricular activities. But as soon as you start getting in my personal space and jumping on me and hugging and all this stuff, and it's like, yo, chill, fall back. I need a little space. You know what I mean? I need a little perimeter around my body.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah, for sure. Like with the big boot. 300 style, you know what I mean? But but yeah, so when I go through people who go and invade my personal space or personal boundary, I find it hard, like you said, to just be like, yo, you're a little too close. Unless they're like overbearing, and then it's like, all right, you've upset me at this point, you're gonna hear what I got to say. But if it's just some old like,
it takes a lot.
Yeah, for the most part, it'll take a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how to switch on that mode where I'm like, yo, get the fuck away from me. You know what I mean? Or yo, back the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be doing something to continuously irritate me in my space for me to be like, all right.
Right.
But do you want to? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because even our friend Donovan, we never got to the point where
hotter than a lot of men.
Hotter than a lot of men. Yo, that's a classic line. I think it should go down in like rap history. But he's never gotten us to the point where we like, yo, you gotta, because he does this thing where he shakes our hand really violently, really he's
aggressive.
Joking. Yeah, very aggressive.
Yeah. He's aggressive.
We never got to the point where we were like, yo, stop doing that. It's more like whatever. You know what I'm saying? You invite that certain times. It's like, I come to welcome that. Let me just stiffen up my shoulder.
Yeah, because he gonna pull you in with all his might.
So I keep it,
he'll pull you in, chest bump you, and then catch you in the chest bump.
Catch you and embrace you.
You been good, son? What's up, son? Give you that whole New York vibe.
I come to look forward to it if I see him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do it, I know something. Yo, something wrong? Yo, you okay? You need somebody to talk to, you know what I'm saying? But
Back
other
then, we
people,
ain't know no better. I feel like that was his signature move, yo. If
yes, like a wrestler. That's what he
younger,
does.
when we were younger, we were like, man, he's a nut, but he was a nut for that. But now I see like that's his signature move. Like, yo, this Donathan here now. What's up?
Yo, expect this
Yeah,
and love it.
expect it and love it, bro. I'm giving you the dap of the century.
And you gonna remember, hey, guess what?
We
It's
remembered
memorable.
it for life.
It's memorable. And
Shout out
that's
to my dog Donathan.
yeah. And he's and that's what we remember. But when it comes to that, it's like I can deal with that. I've gotten I got a bunch of stories about it, but I, for what I used to do for a living, going into people's homes, the one thing that I couldn't stand is, hey, I don't know you. We don't know each other, and you're talking to me here. Close
Yeah,
talkers, as
you're,
Seinfeld used to say it.
you're talking here out of here.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
it's like, and it's one of those things where they're not aware of that particular like boundary intrusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And just a quick story. It was this I probably said it already, but I'm gonna say it again. It was this black dude. They was in a trailer park, and which was already weird. It's like, what you all black people doing in the trailer park? We don't do this shit. We just go to the projects. And the lady called for the actual service, so I'm thinking I'm serving her, but she says no. My boyfriend is going to take care of everything. He's in bed, and he's in his bedroom attire, which is underwear.
yeah.
And she calls him. He takes a while. Then he walks out the room in his underwear and gets about this close to me. And he's aggressively talking, but not in a threatening way. Just like, yeah, I don't really know nothing about, all the technology and everything. You know what I'm saying, my man? You know what I mean? And I'm just like backing up every time. This is what you do. You back
Yeah.
up. You talking to him because I got to talk to him, but I back up. You know what I'm saying? Back up. I keep backing up. And he's kind of not getting the point. And what really made it weird, other than the fact that he was in his fucking underwear in front of me, is I had to grab his phone so that I could set up the app on his phone and do the things that I needed to do. And I go on there, and there's porn already in the little search bar and shit. Like, as soon as I click something, the porn is in the search bar. So
Yeah.
what I usually do when I see that, because you do see that, you know what I mean? People kind of forget. I just swipe it away. I don't say shit. I just swipe it away.
It's
Like,
normal now. It's normal now. I mean, it's not. You don't see somebody who has porn in their shit and be like, "Oh, this dude's jacking off." Nah, you're like, okay, it's porn. You know what I mean? It's not like you haven't seen porn. So move it to the side.
I'm very
Continue with
familiar.
your shit. Yeah, for sure. So when you had to deal with this guy who just had, I mean, y'all must have been close to bumping. That's why you had to step back. You're talking directly in your face to face. You almost touched pelvises.
It was nah. You know me, I got my tools on and all that shit. So it's like,
Yeah.
and he was about 6 something, like maybe 6'3", maybe.
Cam
So
side.
I think what it is with people that are tall, some of them, not all of them, and he definitely gave me the fresh out of jail vibe. Like for real. Like that's how I felt. Like, this dude's definitely fresh out of, like, he's too aggressive. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. And they like to kind of stand over you a little bit. If you're, I'm 5'10", 5'9", but maybe 5'10" with shoes on, and he's like standing like that close. So I think that's what
He was trying to show his dominance in his draws.
my bad. I got the fucking FedEx dude down here. They knock on our doors when they fucking when they drop off packages. I have no idea why. You got a package. See, this is all. And look, we're gonna keep all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't sleep with this idiot in the fucking house. I got a dog who's an asshole. Yeah, Erica, your fucking FedEx dude knocked on the damn door. That's what they keep doing down here. Tell them don't knock on the door. You see what I'm saying?
The life of Dre inside the podcast. You guys get a little view.
Yeah. She's sleeping, so she's
The
she doesn't
FedEx
like
dude is invading your personal space from the outside.
Bro, in Jersey, they never did that. They never knocked on your door. They just
That's
leave
because they don't
packages.
give a
All
fuck,
good.
right? They don't give a fuck out here. Let me tell you something. And I know this is off topic, but when I order sneakers, I don't want you to just drop my fucking kicks off at the door where somebody could walk by and be like, "Oh, a package." Grab it and go. And now I'm asked out because all they do is throw it at the door, take a picture, and keep it moving. I'd rather somebody knock on the door and hand me my shit and be like, "Thank you." You know what I mean? I know my dog is gonna go crazy. I mean, this is we're doing a podcast outside of normal hours, so it's gonna be a little
It's a little
off, or
weird.
it's not gonna
Yeah,
be perfect like we normally set it up.
yeah.
But yeah, during this time when I get my packages, I would like for somebody to be like, knock, knock, knock. Thank you. I appreciate you giving this directly to me
That's
instead
all.
of you just leaving 2, 3 pair of kicks at the damn door, and I got to come home and carry all these shits in, or it's fucking raining. You know what I mean? And my box is soaked. So I mean, it's a gift and a curse.
You gotta get yourself a porch.
A porch.
Yeah, you say your box is soaked. Get yourself a porch.
I'm not going to spend extra money to build a porch just so I can continue, so my Amazon boxes can be. Nah, knock on my motherfucking door, dog.
I
You know what I
don't
mean?
want.
But they do, yeah. I guess because you're used to this Jersey life and this Philly life and this up north life, where they don't give a fuck, and we wouldn't have gave a fuck neither. To be honest, if we had that job, it's at the door, gotta go. At the door, gotta go. But I mean, Amazon and FedEx might be different though, because FedEx they don't necessarily deliver consistently.
That's where she'd be ordering from. She'd be ordering from Amazon, but FedEx delivered. Yo, yo, that's another thing. And I know we off topic, but we'll bring it back. Yo, mad different orifices deliver from Amazon down here. Like you'll get shit in the mail, and they'll put it in your fucking mailbox. I'm living in an apartment complex. They have mail, like they'll put it in
Units.
the joint, and they'll be like, "Oh, deliver." You'll be going to your door, nothing. The fuck is going on? You go to your mailbox, it's stuffed in the joint. I'm like, well, why y'all knock on my door? And it'd be important shit too. It's like, why y'all knock on my door for paper towels, but you fucking left the damn, you know what I'm saying, like an Xbox in my damn mailbox, which I guess makes sense. But still, it's like, hand that shit to me. That's why I don't get.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, no. Put the Xbox in the motherfucking deposit box. I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
in the lockbox mailbox. But
As I was saying it.
yeah,
Yeah. But that's my personal
but
space.
yeah, yo, you want to know why they just catering to the customer. That's all. You the customer, dog. They try to make you smile.
Fuck them
You,
niggas.
damn.
Get out of my personal space and
Yeah.
give me my damn packages without telling me you giving me my packages. That's all I want. Got the dog go crazy. Yo, if I ain't had a dog, I wouldn't care. I ain't gonna lie. If he didn't do that barking at the door and shit like that, I probably wouldn't give a fuck.
You know
It's
what's
him.
crazy? Speaking of personal spaces, your dog invades personal spaces all the time. When
Mhm.
I come over there, he's a mean little fuck.
Yep.
And uh for those that don't know, I don't like Dre's dogs, none of Dre's dogs, because they always either bite me or attempt to bite me. And I have big dogs, and he always got this little dog that's always trying to bite the shit out of me. One dog actually bit the shit out of me,
Dog definitely bit you.
and you had to get rid of his ass. I mean, not necessarily because he bit
He's
me,
in
because
heaven
he
now.
bit somebody else. Dang, that's crazy.
I'm pretty sure. I told you,
Damn,
yeah, he bit somebody else. He bit somebody at the vet's office when I gave him to one of my coworkers.
he was a baby though, so
Mm,
he wasn't that old. He was
he,
still a
he
puppy.
wasn't. Yeah.
But yeah, why do you think that your dog is the way he is and it likes to invade the personal space, bro?
No
Because
training.
he is aggressive as fuck.
Um, like humans, he lacks training. Um, it's a different vibe when you raising a little dog, and I never understood it. Much like the job I had, I never understood why small dogs were assholes to me. But you raise them differently. I know a lot of people they don't like hit their dogs and then like that. I ain't saying I hit my dog, but it's like say if you got like a newspaper or something like that, like something that's not going to hurt them, but it's
Yeah.
going to startle them. That's a way of training. Some other people use other ways, treat training. That's fine. With him, you can't really. He don't like treats. He's the weirdest dog. He don't like treats, and I don't touch him. I don't like hit him with them because he's so little. I can hit him with a newspaper and break a fucking rib. So it's like
You gotta
he just kind of does what he wants.
gotta give him a different type of treat. Like you gotta
Real food.
Yeah, that's what I'm
My
saying.
wife says,
Give
yeah,
him a piece of meat and treat it like a treat. And he,
yeah,
or you know what we do?
because he likes real
Guarantee
food.
you'll like
What's up?
beef jerky.
You
That's
think
what we
so?
buy beef jerky for, the dogs. I mean, I love beef jerky. So when I buy beef jerky, bitch, don't touch my beef jerky. But we'll get some for
That's
the
what she
dog
said.
and use it, and we'll use it as a
True.
I'm trying to get back to it, but that shit was so
I don't even know why.
stupid. Oh man, I feel like shit. Um, but yeah, we'll use that as like a treat. They know that when I go to a bag and it's more than likely beef jerky or some type of treat, and they're on my ass. But they only get it if they're acting right.
And what you
Like
got? You got a German Shepherd and a King Corso, right? Or wait,
I
no,
have
not a
a
King
he's a
Corso.
mixed breed. He's like a pit mix with a mastiff.
Mastiff. That's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's huge. I don't think he's full blooded. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I don't
big
think he's
head.
thoroughbred. He's got a huge head, and his body matches his head.
Yeah,
So
big
I
guy.
don't know. And he's albino. So
Yeah, alpaca.
he's a nice asshole. He like does assholish things. He definitely is a space invader because he's always in my personal boundaries, always nonstop. He's big as shit. He does idiotic shit like I came downstairs now to set up for the fucking podcast and there's a sock on the couch. One.
Okay.
I don't lay on that
I'm
fucking
guessing
couch.
you ain't put it there.
I don't lay on that couch at all. I know he grabbed and it's not holy, it's not wet or nothing. He grabbed that sock and he put it next to him for whatever reason, but he likes the sock.
Just keep an eye on it.
Socks. He grabs flip flops. I mean, he tore my wife's flip flop up the other day, but
Oh,
my shit, he'll pick up a sneaker and he'll use it as a pillow. He's an asshole.
pets and personal boundaries.
Yeah.
There you go.
So and Rex is even worse. I'm pretty sure he has.
Really? Seem like a well-behaved dog.
Nah, man, he has. Today, my wife sent me a text message, and all it said was help. And I'm like, what?
Oh, shit.
And she's outside because he's out the dogs next on the other side of the fence, and they're just going at it between the damn fence, and he won't listen to her. But she know if I come outside, he'll as soon as I make a noise, he runs in the house. He's a severe asshole. To her. None of the dogs listen to her. They invade it's like they're on the same level, bro. No bullshit. They invade her personal boundaries.
That's a dog.
They make it their personal boundary, and then when she asks them to do stuff, they just look at her like she's fucking crazy. And then when I come in the room, it's like,
You're the alpha.
yeah, I'm definitely the alpha here.
You have to be the alpha in your pack, and all that Caesar shit is for real. I'm technically the alpha here. The because my dog, he listens to me, but he's a nervous dog. It's not that he's aggressive, he's nervous. So if you get into our personal space,
Mhm.
that's when he'll start barking and he won't stop. He's not going to do nothing. But if you're in our personal space, so if I'm walking with him and I'm down on my phone and you come walking, he's alerting me and trying to get you out of our space. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because when we're not home, like, and I might like say the door is closed, he don't bark unless he knows us coming up, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'll just be regular because he's nervous. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, dogs are one group of animals that do not know that they invade your personal boundaries.
Yeah, dicks.
Yeah, dogs for sure. But I mean,
Gotta
let's
get
get
a
off these
parrot.
motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, I'll get a parrot.
My
It's all good.
nerves. Yeah, I'd love to have a parrot. One I could teach to talk shit. Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
What was the movie? Dumber and Dumber.
There was a parrot in Dumber and Dumber.
Was it a parrot or was it just he was like
I have no
Polly?
idea. I don't remember Dumber and Dumber.
Oh man.
Unpopular opinion. I did not like that movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, not my thing.
I thought we were better friends than this.
I mean, I liked other movies. I like Pet Detective. I haven't watched none of these in years, but I like Pet Detective and all that shit. But I didn't like Dumb and Dumber because it was dumb. is what I
The
thought when I
movie is
saw it.
called Dumb and Dumber.
I know, but that's what I didn't like about it. I don't know, man.
What was
I
the
don't.
second one called? Dumber and Dumberer?
It's Dumb and Dumberer or some shit, something crazy.
The motherfucker.
Something crazy. He's just coming up with whatever. Jim Carrey said, "I had enough. I had enough of this shit. I'm not doing this shit no more. I quit acting." Y'all made Jim Carrey quit acting because all this dumb shit. Jim Carrey is amazing, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Mm.
So, when it comes to personal boundaries, do you find yourself invading someone's personal space and realizing, oh no, got to take 2 steps back? Not including your wife because we do that purposely.
Yeah, perfectly.
So, but do you find yourself in someone else's personal
Never,
space? No,
never, because
even by accident.
I'm extremely cognizant of that because I'm so sensitive to it as well. I do not invade other people's personal space. That's why I'm so uncomfortable at a club. I'm uncomfortable at a club because it's nothing but everybody being in your space and you being in everybody else's space. So I'm the guy, and maybe I'm too polite when you are trying to walk and I'm in your way. I'll get out I'll see you coming and get out your way. If I need to talk to you, I'm extremely like I'm sensitive to the fact if I have to be in your ear at a club.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, you mind if you know what I'm saying? You mind if I actually, and then I have to tell you something, then I'll back away. I'm not the guy who's just like, I walk up on you, put my hands all on you and shit. That's why I say, I was joking last time when we was talking about being in the club. Yo, don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Don't be near me. Don't none of that shit.
For
I
real.
don't want you near me.
That's that's why I stopped going to the club. Too close. Everybody's just too close. It's one thing to be dancing with somebody. Y'all are accepting being in each other's space, but everybody brushing against you, walking past, stepping on you. It's just too much going on at a point. You know what I mean? For me to enjoy myself. So
Right.
even sometimes when I'm at the bar and it's like getting overcrowded, I try to like kind of make a little space. I use my elbow when somebody's about to sit down and put it there, let them know like, yo, I need that much, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I at least need this much space from you so I can be able to maneuver.
You
know,
ever have anybody come in that personal space while you're what do you do? I'm curious.
like when I'm at the bar. Oh
Yeah.
my god. So I got a crazy story. Okay.
Okay.
A few weeks ago, we're at the bar. I'm with my soon-to-be wife. I'm with one of her best friends, and someone she's dating at the moment. And me and the person that she's dating at the moment, we're cooling, having a beer, talking. Just just on some guy vibes. Like we looking at them and we're like, we realize why we don't be coming here with them type shit. So we both just chatting it up, and sort of older Caucasian lady walks up between the both of us while we're sitting. Me and him are close enough where we're invading each other's personal space, but we're cool about it because we know we're here together. And his elbow to the left and my elbow to the right creates our space so we can just chill, eat, talk, whatever, because we know it's kind of crowded there at the bar.
Right.
So we're sitting there, we're talking, and she comes in between us and she looks at him and she's like complimenting him, like, yo, you're such a handsome guy, you're such a beautiful man. And she proceeds to say, you are too beautiful, you cannot be black, you can't have any black in you, you are way too beautiful. And she says this and he looks at me, mind you, he's like half black, half Spanish or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, like me, you know what I mean? So he's looking at me like, yo, did she just say that? And I'm like, yo, you know what you just said is like one of the most racist shit I've
Yes.
ever heard, ever. So she proceeds to try to explain to me why she doesn't think it's racist. And the dude is sitting next to me, still perplexed at the fucking
Oh,
situation. Like, he's like, I can't believe that somebody just said that to me.
that's great.
And I'm telling her, like, yo, do you not know that he has black in him? You know what I'm saying? I have black in me. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't. And then she just proceeds to storm off, and we sitting there dumbfounded, like, yo. And I told my wife, she was like, I can't believe you didn't mush her across the goddamn bar type of shit that you
Said
be
I
on.
locked your ass right up.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, who's gonna bail me out? Not you. You're gonna be like, what are you doing? As soon as I get in that mood. But
That's
to
crazy.
invade someone's personal space and then make the most ridiculous comment thinking that you're giving some type of I don't know what she was trying to
That
do.
couldn't have been a compliment.
Well, I wasn't even gonna call it a compliment, bro. Like I don't know if she was trying to make a pass at him or whatever the case may be. Mind, she's a 60-year-old woman or older.
Oh, that's how they
You know
used
what I
to
mean?
be passes at people like back in, back in the day, like in the 50s when everything was racist.
Well,
You
it's
think that's what they used to do?
2022, so she wasn't born in the 50s, but
Oh shit, if she's 60, she my mom age.
yeah.
So nah, but they were still racist.
I had to my brain started doing some math, like,
They were
my
still racist.
dad is 60 something, so but I mean, I just found it. I was dumbfounded, and it kind of angered me a little bit at the moment, like the fact that she would have the audacity to say something like that. And it's like not like she whispered it; she yelled that shit out, and like it was just something that you could say, and it's okay. You know what I mean? And that's an example of one you invading somebody's personal space because. I mean, you stopping by, you give a compliment, you keep it moving. All right, boom, you did your job. But she sat there for like a good 5, 6 minutes just talking to him, and you could clearly tell he didn't want to be talked to. He's just like, yeah, yeah, thanks, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know
that's
how to respond to shit like that, but to be like, yo, do you know what the fuck you just said? You know what I mean? Like, you need to get out of this situation as fast as possible, lady. You need
right.
to just go.
I
But
don't.
then as she left the night, she proceeded to come by and say, like, and call him handsome and beautiful again as she walked out. It's like an hour and a half later.
And she's probably one of those people who, when they get drunk, the truth comes out. Probably. So you say some crazy shit, and you just got to sit with it, and then you double down on it.
Mind you, this guy's a cop.
Uh,
This guy is a cop. You know what I mean? Like,
I told you, harass white people now. Like now, you can take your anger out on white people like they do on us. That's
yep.
what you mean. That should be there. That should be it right there.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy, yo. I don't think it's talked about enough. The the way we get offended, like the way people trying not to offend us. I don't think
Yeah.
it's talked about enough because that can't be the only time you ever went through that. I know I've heard some people say some shit before that I'm just like, I had one dude. I had one too, bro. It's me. This is when I worked at another company, but we did the same thing. We put in alarm systems, and it was me, Spanish guy. Um, actually, it was me. It was me and a Mongolian guy, and we wind up calling the Spanish guy over what this other guy said, and I had to get out of there. He said, he was drunk as fuck. You could smell the alcohol on him. You know what I'm saying? Middle of the day. Um, and he says something to the effect of, yeah, because I'm that, I was working down in South Philly, and man, it's bad down there, this and that, the third. It's a whole lot of niggers down there, and this, that, and that. He's talking to me. Whole lot of niggers down there, and they just, it's bad down there. And I'm like, I'm looking around, I look at my homie that I was working with, who's he Mongolian of Mongolian descent, and I'm like, I just walk away. And as I'm walking away, he was like, "No, no, not like you. You're one of the good ones.
One of the good what?
Not like you. You're one of the good. You're one of the good ones. One of the good niggers. You're one of the good ones." So I'm like, "Yeah, I call my boss. My other homie's still in there because he don't know what to do. He's still in there, and I call my boss, going crazy. Yo, I'm about to fuck this dude up. I don't know what you want me to do because I'm not staying in there and doing shit for this motherfucker. Not staying in there and doing shit. And they wound up sending my other homie over who's Spanish. Ricky. It sent Ricky over. And by the end of the job, I stayed outside and I was in my truck the whole time. By the end of the job, he done said, and forgive me for using these words, he said chink for like chink for Chinese or something like that, like just racial slurs. And he said spick for Spanish. Through the whole job, they coming out telling me, and I'm like, why are we still doing this dude's job? Why are we still in this dude's house? Why are y'all in there? I'm not going to do shit for this dude. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But I was training one of them. So I was like, all right, I'll be out here, but I definitely ain't doing shit for this. Y'all got questions, y'all can ask me, but I'm not going to go do nothing for this dude. You know what I mean? Whatever. I can't fuck with him. Because he going to say something and I'm going to wind up throwing him down the steps. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's not a lot to be said for those times that people say shit and we just got to take it on the chin. Like, cool, dude, you had a lapse in judgment, but really you're just a piece of shit, and the alcohol is letting you let your piece of shitness out. You're in my personal space.
There's racism everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's not going to end. I mean, I was having a conversation with somebody on Xbox, and they made a funny. They weren't being racist, but they made a funny statement, and they said, "I can't wait till everybody becomes beige." And I was like, I said, what? And they said, yeah,
It's happening.
they said that's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to be around the same shade, somewhat or close to. Everybody's going to be beige. Then you can't talk about somebody at that point about their color. I said, it's deeper than what they look like, bro.
Mhm.
I mean, it's where they from, who they are, you know what I mean? Their cultural views. It doesn't matter what you necessarily look like. Somebody will find a reason to dislike you and
Mhm.
separate you from the pack, bro. I said that shit is never going to fucking die.
Human
Like,
nature.
you just made that problem seem like it was just so easy to fix by, all right, let's make everyone beige. People don't want to be beige though. That's the thing about it. Some people want to be the whitest skin they can be. Some people don't like any type of change or when it comes to their features. They want to be just who they are because they feel like everyone else is inferior.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And you thinking that just the skin of your color, just the color of your skin is going to change that scenario, bro. You got another thing coming. It's not going to work. They just going to find another reason to hate you. You know what I mean? And when it comes down to it, I mean, we all have some sort of racism within us. If a person tells you that they're not, you can, you cannot be, you can not be a racist, but still do some sort of racist acts. Like, I don't think Kev, our co-host, is a racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly don't believe that he's a racist, but he says some shit to make you look at him and be like, bruh, you are tweaking. You
Don't
know what
ever
I
say that.
mean?
Don't ever say that in public.
Yeah, don't ever say that in public. And he'll be like, I don't mean it that, but and that's why when I heard the dude say that, but it's when you told your story, it's sort of similar, but not because Kev will never take it to that fucking he won't take it to that far and say it to a person and be like, but no, you're one of the good ones. Nah, you're not one of them at all. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah.
how would you feel if he tried to distinguish the difference between the two? And he was like, he said that he felt like you weren't a nigger and that you were a positive black male, and the people who lived over there were niggers because of the way they act. Would you still look at it at the same way?
Nah, to punch him in his face and said, only I can say that. Now, for real though, it
But
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's still from coming from
I
him.
can see that.
It's very racist, and it's to me, it's like if you would have saw me over there, it's the same thing. The only difference is I'm here, quote unquote, working for you. I'm here doing something for you. So I seem to be one of the good ones. It's the same as slaves. Hey, the ones over here is the good ones, but anyone I see on the street with anybody else, just a worthless nigger. It's the same shit. Same shit. And they don't get it because the thing is, I think conversations, conversations inside of people's homes are private, but I think a lot of that goes on in a lot of places you don't expect it.
Yeah.
Just is what it is. And even in black people's households, a lot of that type of shit is said.
Well,
That's you know,
I mean,
yeah.
my fiance is she's Caucasian. She's white.
You don't
You know what I
say.
mean? She's white, and she when I when I tend to describe her, she says that I call her cranberry boggling white because they go
What?
boggling, and if
Wait,
anyone
wait, wait. What?
cranberry boggling, yeah, it's so they went on a trip to, and this is they've gone there multiple times to my knowledge, where you ever see the Ocean Spray commercial where they're in the big
Absolutely.
water and there's grapes and all that. Well,
Yep.
that's what they do for fun sometimes, like, and she sent me pictures of it, so I knew it was real. You know what I mean? She put pictures on Facebook, I think, of it. But that's that's how I describe her to my friends when they try to,
Wow.
because all right, within our culture, we know that there's levels of white people, you know what I mean, scaling from the level that's closest to us, um, the the white people who indulge in our culture and like our culture and uses it as their own, and then there's white people who do their thing, you know what I mean, their
Sure.
culture. I don't really know too much of the culture because I grew up within a black culture. My father's black, my mother's Spanish, and my even with my mother's culture, I don't really know too much about our background,
Mhm.
being Spanish and stuff like that. I mean, I can't even speak Spanish. I hate the fact that I can't speak Spanish and be Spanish. That shit irks my soul.
Was that a
But
song?
yeah, yeah. So I'm set my ways now, bro. This is rap. I'll learn sign language before I learn Spanish.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. So I
Haven't really delved too
yeah,
much
I
into.
haven't. Well, no, I learned a lot of things from my fiance and her family. I
Mhm.
mean, I have a great time with them when I'm there. They're extremely nice people.
That's good.
But to go to say, her dad's cool. He calls me Kev Dog. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But at first it was kind of weird because you know what I mean, like when you see their culture, it's like I didn't know at first. I didn't know if he was like trying to make fun of me or if he was like kind of poking at the bear type situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? But as I've been with her for years now, it's his endearing term to me. You know what I mean? Like that's my boy Kev Dog because I say dog a lot. You know, I say dog a lot. You know what I mean?
Sure.
What up, dog? That's how I'm always talking to people. So,
Mhm.
um, but their culture is completely different. But at the same time, it's somewhat the same because I know when I was growing up, my family was really tight when it came to holidays. We lived
Right.
through our traditions. We did things together, especially when it came to holidays. Just like Thanksgiving now, we're going to go to one person's house. We're all going to be there to spend time with each other, eat and catch up. You know what I mean?
Cool.
And they do the same exact things that we do as a family. So when I sit in her household and I'm enjoying myself, just conversing with them. They're making huge meals. Everybody's playing games. You know what I mean? They're just doing family stuff. I compare it to what I did as a kid and growing up and the things that I do now. And I mean, the only difference between our two families is the music that we tend to like, the events that we tend to go to that we find entertaining, the things that we like, not even the things that we like to watch because they watch the same shows that my family watch. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I compare and contrast and I don't see too many differences besides the color of the skin. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And certain things that they like that we don't, not because we just dislike them because we've done them and we didn't like to do it, because we just didn't know any better. You
Grew
know
up
what I mean?
different.
Grew up with different things that influenced us. So
Wow.
I get a little give and take from both. I get to enjoy both sides. I started listening to some country music with my fiance. Some shit I like, some shit will always be a no for me. Always. Just like when it comes to my music, shit'll always be a no for her. You know what I mean?
Got
Certain shit. You know what I mean? Certain shit she loves that I listen to. But um it's just a cultural difference. You know what I mean? That
I like that song "See Red." You ever heard of that?
no,
I
what's
see red. You never hear that?
no, I don't think so. I mean, I could have once or twice and not really paid it no mind though.
Yeah. Don't worry about it though.
Music's gotta really grab me. You know that.
Yeah.
That shit's gotta grab me and pull me in. But but yeah, uh it's never gonna go anywhere. Racism is never gonna go anywhere. So I know we kind of went on a tangent there. Kind of kind of
Nah,
ran off on the limb of the tree.
just keep the racism out of my personal space. That's all. See how I brought it back around?
Yeah, I like that.
No, it was
He
terrible.
brought that personal space racism directly to your door that day.
Yo, for real. Yo, yo, I am a very even keeled, like I'm very like, and I think that's what keeps me like with anybody, like when they get in my personal space for me to be like, I'm good with it because I'm not gonna go too off the rails and I'm not gonna be too passive. I'm right in the middle, and that's what keeps it, nice and balanced. Hey, if you do anything more where I consider you to be either a threat or just a super annoyance, then we got a problem. Other than that, it's like if you want to be near me, that's fine. Um, until I set those boundaries,
Yeah,
then you can, then I'll drop kick you.
for sure.
That's kind of all I got on the subject, man. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we can go deeper, but we need the other piece of the puzzle to make this crazier and to tell us how somebody pushed the boundaries on offering for him to have sex with their woman or something.
yeah. He's always got some crazy stories. Guilty with the stories.
that's that's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But it was nice, man. I don't think we ever done one just us before.
Nah. We gotta. I was about to say we gotta do this more often,
Do it
but
more often, yeah.
I mean
Fancy
we
seeing
could.
you here.
Yeah. Something before I jump into some other shit.
Yeah, no, it was nice. Um, you got anything else?
I mean, oh, care to look out for. We're affiliates with. I don't want to say partnering because it's not partnering, but we become affiliates with a
Sex
how would
toy,
you articulate? Well, I wanted to articulate
adult
it a little bit.
toy.
Adult toy company
Yes,
recently that we have an episode with. Um,
it's coming.
Whenever this airs, you guys can check it. If this airs first, I guess you guys can check it coming up, or whenever this airs. If you go and look for it, if it's not there now, it'll be there soon.
Where can they
Um,
find it though?
and you can definitely find it at opinionatedpodcast.net. We have our website popping, or
Yes.
you can check us out on YouTube, the
Ooh,
Opinionated Podcast on YouTube. We'll have some clips coming up on Facebook, the Opinionated Podcast on Facebook. We dibble and dabble in Twitter a little bit. The Opinionated Podcast on Twitter.
yep.
You can catch us on Spotify, same thing, Opinionated Podcast. Um, and we had a great time talking with them. Great couple, venturing off into a new business
Yeah.
with adult toys and actually giving us information about using the toys and how you can stimulate your partner and how these toys can be used and in a better way for foreplay. And they actually talked about anal training, which was interesting for those who
It
are
was.
looking to try something different in the bedroom and you don't know how to talk to your significant other, spouse, or whatever. And they kind of, brought up some ways about how you can break the ice a little bit and have conversation about it and when and where you should have conversations about it. And we went
Very
we
educational.
we dove into a lot of different things, not just toys and just having sex, but the ambience of it all and the mystique of the toys and people just having to deal with egos and pride.
Yeah,
And that'll be airing soon if it hasn't aired already. And or if you're just watching this and you're a little late to the party, go back and check that out.
absolutely.
Um, and we will be sponsored by them, so we will have them on the website. You'll be able to click their link, go check some of their items out, get a percentage off through Opinionated Podcast,
That's right.
and show your lovers some nice time. You know
Good
what I
for
mean?
Christmas. Good
Good
for
for
yeah,
Christmas.
absolutely. Christmas
Listen,
gifts
it's like a gift to yourself,
that
even
keeps
though you're giving it to them.
on giving.
And then when you buy the gift, you watch the podcast, you learn some tips from them, you go check them out on their YouTube, uh, and you know they can give you great information. I don't want to dive into too much or who they are because I kind of still want it to be. I want you to go and check it out. So we had that. Anything you got on your mind?
Nah, man, just keep an eye out for that website, and we're gonna have a lot of giveaways and some extra content that you can receive. Just scroll all the way down and put your email in to subscribe, and we'll give you some extra stuff, maybe even some free stuff. But we'll get into that.
For
We'll get
sure.
into, yeah, absolutely.
Opinionatedpodcast.net. Check us out. Check us out. Check us out.
That's it for me, man. We're gonna end this right now. If my mouse will start working, and then we're good to go.